My second upload for the 2nd of the 6th 22 is with regard to mental health issues that I'm confronted with, of culprits that are of repeat offences, as I keep reiterating day in, day out. But as I've mentioned, there's a preoccupation and a pathological tendency of these individuals to continue making an exacerbatory attack against me. Now, we're in a democracy, and as I've mentioned, there have been cures discovered since 2017, excuse me. There have been cures discovered since 2017, since my avatar light body was disrespected. Now, it has come to my knowledge that there are individuals of creative intellectual theft that are claiming credit for work in this country that has affected legislation that they aren't authentically in a position to be claiming any ownership of. These individuals have been of nuisance behavior with regard to their disrespect to their Hippocratic oath. They have trespassed upon my properties since I became a married mother. They have also been of defamation, and they've also been of medical negligence. So there's been a little campaign that's been out far reaching in from truly out into spectrums of society that one wouldn't have anticipated, embarrassing practitioners, highlighting their incompetency with these people have been of PR with regard to their obstruction. They've been quite open about how they're obstructing the woman on this upload, a law-abiding royal, a private royal, a pacifist royal, a humanitarian royal. Now, they've been quite embarrassing with their PR, their campaigning, their bulldozing ignorantly into my privacy and taking credit for work that they have no right to be claiming right to. As an avatar, these people have disrespected my bodily integrity. They've disrespected the Hippocratic Oath, and they've trespassed onto my property, and they've caused unlawful detainments. They've hospitalized me since I became a married mother, and I of sane and sound health and mentality. Their mental health has been assisting a very bad addiction in this community. Their mental health has been espousing a very dangerous lie that's been in this community since 2006. And since 2006, these people that are insisting on labeling a perfectly sane recovery advocate with a mental health illness or ailment or debilitating capacity without interaction, without so much as communication, without so much as remit, without so much as any legality, and having had a dirty track record with creative intellectual property theft and taking credit for cures that they are not in a position to be claiming property ownership of. These people have been of mental insanity. So I hope that the Recovery Fellowship out there are aware of these mental health and these doctors stalking and harassing me, barging into property where they have no right to be, and damaging my baby's upbringing and my baby's health. These people have been obnoxious and ignorant and absolutely downright rude where they are walking into people's lives and my property where they most certainly are not safe to be having any beautiful, charming ideas of developments for any recreational activity when having disrespected my beautiful child's upbringing. So he's the only royal heir of that property, and these doctors and mental health practitioners have been overconsumed with land grab. And the HSE is fully aware of the hacking that's been going on. And the HSE is fully aware of the reality of how serious it is when doctors disrespect their position and when they don't do their jobs properly. So as a recovery advocate of the fellowship since 2006, I'm really concerned about how cheeky these people tend to be in people's lives where they've no right to be. Some people seem to think that just because they're a doctor, that they get the, no. And the harassment I experienced last night, people coming in and out of this building, it's really serious. It's really serious what's gone on. There's been an awful poisoning in society because of a dirty situation, a campaign, a PR stunt of dirty professionals doing a dirty job and spending dirty money that they don't own and haven't earned. It's really frightening what's gone on. My child has been traumatized, and these doctors are their parents, and they think that they're above the law. So I'm really concerned about how the spiritual and the physical and the medical are all being culminated into one big dirty situation, which is disrespectful to all. It's a precept or concept of the fields of medicine, spirituality, and reality, the democracy. So those doctors that have a mental health issue, I hope you are understanding that the role of the fellowship doesn't appreciate your insanity in our society or our family or fellowship. I hope the doctors that are suffering from insanity, that are insulting me and not paying their dues that they owe me, and that are disrespecting my beautiful royal heir, I really hope those doctors get mental health assistance for themselves. And the guards and the government really need to understand the different facets that I represent as a recovery advocate, as a royal, etc., as a humanitarian, social reformer, etc. And the doctors taking credit for COVID-19 developments, you might remind yourself of this woman's body that you violated before you start taking credit for work that you aren't in ownership of. So any mental health institute facilitating repeat offenders against a law-abiding citizen living on her own with humanitarian protection, etc., that is owed a debt from the state, any mental health institute working in accordance with any more offence are in contravention of fellowship principles and democratic principles. So those that are preoccupied and suffering from mental illness to attain from my properties in Ardfert and Kilflynn, I can't stress it enough for you. You don't own my marital ancestral land, and you don't have a lawful care order to my child, and you don't have good fortune or fortuity spending stolen wealth that I earned single-handedly. And the creative intellectual theft, that's another dangerous issue. But as far as other people with having the benefit of the cure from my bodily integrity being violated, the cure, the remedy, those that have benefited and become well and better again, I'm delighted and pleased. But for the dirty politicians or dirty practitioners or dirty doctors that don't know how to read the law properly, I'm concerned for you. And any more bodily integrity damages, there's been an issue of individuals, seems I'm an avatar. There are individuals that think they're putting a scalpel to my skin. They think it's a candy store. I'm an avatar. That means there's, my body is priceless. So what the government has been benefiting from here, and the human rights violations I'm experiencing, and the doctors not doing their jobs properly, being quite cheeky, disrespecting even HSE policy. The issue of these kind of people thinking they're putting a scalpel to my body isn't safe for you to be thinking of as an option in your future endeavours. There are no doctors within remit, and there are no authorities within remit unless with the United Nations and following royal protocol. So as there's no offence, and as there has been repeat offenders and exacerbation in this community. I really hope that good doctors will put their children first before they think of harming little Garrod McCalliget's mummy, as they've only been out set to do since 2015 when they caused all those boo-boos. It's a really sad sign of the times. So the doctors are bringing the democracy into disrepute in County Kerry. It's a very sad sign of the times.